Hello, everyone. We got Finding My Way here, episode 4 now, season 6 with Ligam. And I've been watching the trades throughout the week. I mean, like I said last week, I think it's looking pretty good. This week, we're looking to talk heavy on market psychology, um, which I would love to later on. And then probably next episode, the one after that, we're going to have Semper's opinion, Semper Trading. And he's got amazing market psychology opinions and thoughts and a lot of time looking through it. But this week, I've got pretty good psychology myself. Learned it from him, so I'm gonna be imparting everything I learned from him, and it's all over the way. So, what trade we can jump into, and what trade you got here? Is this Monday?
No, so
Friday?
remember Monday we had the outage, the AWS outage?
Oh yeah, I don't trade with Project X, so I don't.
Yeah.
But I did. Yeah, I remember now that you mention it.
Yeah, so I think myself and a few others did not trade Monday almost at all. I didn't trade on Monday at least. I think a few people jumped in at night once it came back up, but this is Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Tuesday was an up and down day, and then it ended up. Um, so took a lot of trades. Uh, Same, just usual, same thing, looking for, confluences. Um, First
Right.
trade was a loss. This was a short. It looked like I think I was hunting for the bear here, and it did continue down, but I got stopped out. Um,
hmm
Ideally would have wanted to catch it probably up here, and this is the minute chart, by the way, so we can always go to the five if we want to really look at it. But
Oh, that's cool. This is perfect because Project X doesn't have those arrows. I mean, if
it does. It's just it's confusing as to how I took the trade.
oh no, I mean it doesn't say exactly so it's got the arrow that points down at the candle, but like on a Ninja Trader and Tradeovate, it
It gives
has
us the
yeah,
little dash, right? Yeah.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So
So but
this breaks it down a little bit more so you can actually see where, entry and exit.
yeah, although it's tough because the 5 minute, as you probably have started, is way more like consistent. So, but that's
Yeah.
okay. That's all right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean we had MAs under, right? 10 was under. This MACD crossed, RSI was down. I believe in the mornings I've been seeing there's been a lot of like bearish divergences popping up on RSI.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of like an early signal I've been using.
Uh-huh.
I noticed that it usually doesn't happen right away. It happens like anywhere from like 15 minutes to a half hour later.
Yeah.
So that's more than likely what was going on here. And I got stopped out. I must have gotten stopped out pretty, let me see, 238. So I entered pretty low on this too. Should have took this that candle open once we dumped here. Entered pretty low and held it and then got stopped out at 48 or sorry, 58. So we were up near the top of this green candle here. Um, so
Yeah.
that yeah.
Or I would say all right, so you got what? The purple's your 10. I
Yeah.
remember seeing this actually. Oh, I think is this the one? Yeah, this is the one where I was talking about that market open. I saved those notes. Let me pull up these notes. Um,
Oh, yes, I told you to save those notes. Yeah.
yeah, this is
This was kind of a chop zone early on. I think this was a little bit of a choppy day earlier on, if I remember properly.
yeah.
I remember
And this
fighting a little bit as I like did today. I fought. Was this a Mike Tyson day? Was this the Mike Tyson day?
this was the day that I
This
said
was the Mike Tyson day. Oh yeah, that's why I was struggling this day.
hmm
Yeah.
Actually, I think episode 4, let's talk more about personal psychology because I can say very confidently that psychology is my it's everyone's, everybody says a monkey can do technical analysis. The hard part is the psychology and following your rules.
Yep.
And that's 100 in my case that was so true. Was so true. I mean, pretty much been doing futes now for only futures almost every day for 2 years, and psychology is like a you can never one. I'm not gonna say you, say anyone can never be successful if one day. and you don't have this problem especially, but as much as I've seen, but if one day they blow it all in a fit of rage. So it's like,
Yeah.
and point is, I've experienced that so many times. I've definitely got a lot of the personal psychology
Mhm.
understanding. So when I saw this, I thought it was a really great psychology moment because I think you were saying you were trying to not trade the first 15 minutes. Um, and then I think there's something psychological about that because I see you took this trade. Technically, I think you broke your rule.
I think so.
Yeah, because that was
I
nine.
was 1 minute. I was 1 minute. Oh no no no! I was a little more. It was 3 minutes before the 9:45 mark.
Yeah, and and that's why I actually um it's all like risk management. I guess because you're avoiding the open volatility. Maybe try the first like 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just or the first 5 minutes. Because I think this trade you totally because if you look at the second trade, you totally had the right idea. Uh
Yep.
and you caught that wash and it made up for the first loss. Just made up for it though, so flat after like commissions and stuff. And and yeah, so I think that was a psychological thing, and you definitely don't seem like you have any like rage trade problem. Uh,
No.
so I think this is just like a little subtle impatience.
Yeah. I have that, and I think you know I definitely have that for sure. I find myself sometimes trying to trade, not utilizing sometimes tools and like maybe trying to like catch a trend or something like because I see it on the chart and like it's going up and down and like and I have to like reset my brain and be like, okay, like what does RSI say? What does MACD say? Are we, where the MA is at? Do we have any levels? Do we have any balance? Like I have to like kind of make myself go through the checklist in my head because I'll catch myself just being like, yeah, yeah, it's going up and like it's gonna fail right here. I see it slowing down. Like and that's kind of like that seat of your pants trading, you know?
Yeah, and as you get when you get better, you can definitely or when more experience, you can definitely do that. Like today, actually, I was watching. I'm gonna pull up my trading view just to refresh on today, so you don't have to move around. Um, and yeah, we were down near the lows near 950. Um, and actually, I saw a pop come back down to the test, and I've got a zone around 950. I wanted to, if we held above 2,500, I had a target of 145, yada yada. And
Hmm.
I watched the 30-second chart, and I saw a nice pop 30-second candle, and it was like 15 points. And I was like, I see this pop here, it's on my level. I'm just gonna risk these 15 points, and I'm gonna say the trend starts here. And you can definitely, as you get more experience, you can definitely do that. But I guess I'm gonna tell probably this episode, especially since I think I'm gonna focus a lot on personal psychology, since that's what I struggled with. I think you will, or anybody, if they try to rush, they will lose a lot more time than they ever gain, right?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just think you definitely I think honestly there was a one trade you took that you call I think it was last week actually you called the top on something. And I was looking at it, I was like, I don't think technically that was like a 5 minute confirmation structure break, but it was a totally right trade. And then as you get more experience, and you can imagine taking those, like maybe if you want to do these more advanced ones, I would highly recommend doing sim
Yep.
for them because you were right, and it was a winning trade, and you got the top, and
That
and
was
what the
uh that was this day. We'll get to that one.
okay, that was awesome. Oh, that's perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so then yeah, so we're gonna look at that, and I think this one here was just impatience. The second trade was great. One thing, maybe just so because we still have a whole half of the season left. Try opening up two charts at some point, like a one and a five, or just take screenshots maybe when you get into the trade. Um, just a note on like the screenshotting there. But anyway.
Oh yeah, you told me I should get whatchamacallit green shot too, right? I keep
Oh
forgetting you
yeah,
gotta do
green
that. Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
the
keep
thing is,
trying to figure out in my head how I'm gonna like record why I'm taking trades. And I'm like, oh, we'll just go back and review it and like I'll see it right away. And then we get to Thursday and like I'm like we're looking at a Monday or Tuesday trade. I'm like, I don't totally remember, but it definitely fell within something.
yeah,
I definitely didn't just take the trade.
yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, I gotta get something to record. I mean, I have a trade journal, but I don't. I honestly, what I should probably do is I have a Notion. I should probably open up Notion and you know, just type in there like taking trade because of blah 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 blah. So I think I was starting to put it. I was gonna try to type the notes on the chart, but it gets too messy. So
Yeah, I totally get that. And at the same time, like even though, so I'm coaching this, right? Because it's like I've more or less figured this out and I'm only fighting my psychology. But really I one thing I don't want to prescribe too much, try to because I do
mhm.
think I was doing pretty well at some point a year ago. And then And then I started recording my trades. I actually started recording my whole screen. I set up OBS to record multiple windows. I sized
Yep.
them all up so I could get my whole trading layout in one screen. And then all of a sudden I was trading for the recording. And like I was afraid to take too many trades because I wanted to look like a pro that doesn't take
Yeah.
the trades.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about, but I think ultimately, if you try to take some screenshots early or record things and you see it's messing up your trading, I would say just forget about it
Okay.
because I think you're doing fine. And me, I'm just from my recommendations of all the stuff I've tried. I think when you're stabilizing, don't add anything. Just keep doing whatever's working.
Okay. Yeah.
So
No, I don't mind. I don't mind like trying to record my stuff or at least screenshot it.
whatever might be
Or
easier
keeping some
because
sort of manual trading journal.
yes,
Because, like I said, like, and you said it too. Like, I'm here to learn and get better, right? So, like, the only way I'm going to do that is to show both the wins and the losses.
facts.
And you'll see this week, like, I took a lot more trades than I usually do. I think worked out my favor in some plot spots. May have gotten a little lucky in certain spots, and
Right,
overall, I obviously I did better this week than I have in the last few weeks.
right.
Not that I've done terrible, but this week was for sure like my focus this week was just making sure my stop loss was like in place, and it was all week. Um,
Absolutely.
so even on my one losing day today, which should have been fucking green, we'll get there. But
Uh-huh.
on my one losing day, it was not $500. It was $38. So
Okay.
I'll take that as a win.
Okay. Yeah,
You
sounds good.
know, going for the
Yeah,
green, but yeah. Um,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. So psychology wise, like, and I also noticed I'm finding that I'm a bear or I'm like subconsciously bear trading.
Okay.
I don't know if you see me in chat, but I'm always like, yeah, it looks like we're going down. Yeah, it looks like it's bears, 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 bear. Like,
You're right.
and I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. Do I like shorting? I don't know. Maybe I spot things better shorting. I'm not really sure. Um,
I don't know.
and I don't have a personal bias. Like I'm not on purpose. It's
Right. I will say two things towards the end of this episode here that Semper recommended around this time during my season. That can help you figure that out. I'll mention them now so I maybe can't remember, but you got to record those trades and record whether they were and not even honestly, you could even do it with this. Just look through your trades and look at all
yep.
your longs and your shorts and see. And that's a little tough because some weeks are bullish, some weeks are bear, but
Hmm.
I would say which ones win, which ones take the least heat, which
Hmm.
ones feel the best, stuff like that. Shorts go quicker, I think. Longs are choppier. Shorts
Hmm.
will like feel like they will go really quick and then they'll retrace really quick and then they'll dump back really quick, I think. And I
Yeah.
think re someone in the chat just typed re. I think it's hilarious. And then yeah, and then I think that, but I don't really know, so I don't want to jump into that. Like I said, I'm going to focus more on personal psychology. So, but anyway,
Hmm.
I'm ranting, so you can go ahead on to the
No,
next one.
you're good. You're good. You're good. And by the way, I think that's what's his face? Look within.
That's
Um,
Patrick right there.
yes,
Yep. Although
yes.
I'm not recording video on these,
Okay.
so your face
Um,
won't come up on the YouTube matchup.
yeah, I realized that they had my full name up there. I was like, good, my full name's on YouTube now. Um, so anyway, all right, yeah. So losing trade, balancing winning trade, obviously pretty good. Caught this one basically in the middle of this red candle and just whoop, just dumped right off. Took my 20 points.
Yeah.
I think I cut this one a little bit short, but then obviously it, it did go back up. Um, I think I cut this like right at the top or something somewhere. So, but regardless, I had a profit stop here. I've been trying to get my profit stops because I noticed a lot of my trades like are quick ones and I'll take my 20 points, but I'll sometimes not hit the second 20. Like it'll start to retrace and I don't like to just break even. You know, Semp always says take a few points.
Yeah.
I almost hate leaving the money out there, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess that's like a psychology thing too for me is like if I'm gonna be green and I just saw it be this much, like yeah, I could like let it run, but I feel like a lot more of my trades are just coming back at me. So
That's fair.
this one was another short trying to catch it going down. I believe I had seen this area here where we were breaking our structure again, and I was expecting us to come back up, make a lower high, and then go back down, and that obviously did not happen here. Um, so I did go down. What did we go down to? 42. So 11 points, right? But yeah, I got stopped out, so we lost 20 points here. This was only two cons, so I must have not been super confident on this one,
Right.
which was good. I've been definitely hitting three a lot more than I've been hitting two for sure. But I have also been waiting a little bit more to like see RSI go under
You had the
MACD,
right to chicken.
Uh-huh.
Great.
um, the whole
She's
nine.
fine.
So, um, this trade here, I probably waited and wrote it out. This was 285, so we were up in the middle of the candle, I would say. Bottom of the candle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bottom of the candle. I must have saw it slowing down here and took it at the bottom and then just let it run. If it was 285 I entered in, then you figure my stop was above the top here. So let it run and yeah, caught it for 20 points. And I feel like maybe may have been talking through this one, me and
Mhm.
you. And then yeah, just let it run and then I think I saw it starting to chop here and I started getting a little bit like, okay, like we're not doing anything. Let me start cutting this. So I um, cut them out. So I took basically three contracts for 20 points. With the exception of this one, I took 4 points off of it. But and yeah, I don't know. I look here's my short thing. I'm trying to short everything. So here I am again trying to short, and I'm getting stopped out.
Yeah. Yep. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm dude. I have a problem shorting, and like, once again, it's not a bias or anything. Like, oh fuck the Bulls. Like, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just looking for like. I mean, it could also be because we've been like running at all-time high so much, and like we're going like, and then we go down to like the 290, like the 900s, 800s, 700s, and then I'm like, all right, like we're gonna be going up again. Like, I don't know. I think I just in my head, I'm always like, oh, we have to go down because we're at all-time high.
Yeah.
So that could be a byproduct. Um,
True. Yeah, and I think ultimately, I mean, when you look at this trade at the top, ultimately, yeah, it's got to be like a maybe a psychology thing because there was no structure break or anything, and it can be tough, you know what I mean? Because like over on the right, I see this dump all the way on the right, and it's like that just starts dumping, you know, and the structure break happens, and I don't see a pullback, and it probably pulled back eventually,
yeah.
but and that's exact, yeah. So it took a while but it eventually pulled back really nice. It
Yep.
pulled back probably into the golden pocket, and it took a long time, and you had to watch it go down, but eventually it did pull back. Um, so I mean that's something to think about, yeah, because I would say this that loss right there. I mean, yeah, ultimately it's no structure break, right? But then it's tough because like your winner there previously did not have a structure break either. You called the top, you had to go through a little bit of weight. You could say, I mean, some sort of. I don't I look at these strong candles as well. So like that 1 minute strong candle that was five candles before your entry. Um
Free
Oh,
tops.
true. So true.
The
Yep.
law of threes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you want three tops, double tops, stuff like that.
Head and
That's why.
shoulders.
Yeah, so then technically, right, if you look at even if you look at that trade you did take a winner and you just caught the top there, that one could have been like a nice double top play.
Yep.
And then over on the right where you yes. So I guess that can be a rule, right? Like if you're going in sim and trying to like find tops or something like that, make sure that it's at least like a double top. Maybe don't short the exact first top, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but that gets a little complicated.
Well, it gets complicated because you can have the 3 5 minute no GP, you know, that type of, but that takes experience in watching the candle. Uh,
Yeah, like the like stacked up imbalances in GPs and stuff, bringing like
yeah, but what I wanted to talk about was since he just noticed that he's better at longs, try to focus only on longs because the when I first started, I could only see long plays. I would always try to short and I would get burned. So then I focused only on longs until I figured out how to play the short. And that didn't happen until maybe the second season with Easy because he was able to short better than long. And then I was like, well, then focus on shorting. And that's why we always make fun of him in the chat that he's a bear. Um, but yeah, what you want to focus on at least until you start testing other things is what you're better at. First, to you could perfect your entries, perfect your targets. So like that, when you flip it around, you can notice the same things. For some reason, our brains can pick up better longs sometimes than shorts, or vice versa. And if you're working on consistency, you only want to follow one course until successful. That's what focus stands for.
Okay.
Um, and
that's what I was
then
saying.
later on, you'll add things, or maybe you'll get better as we go, as we progress, and we point things out where you could have taken a short. But
Flip flop.
definitely
Hey
try to.
Sam, flip
What's that?
flop it because I take more shorts than longs.
Oh, okay,
It's
okay.
the it's a yeah. I didn't look and I don't even feel like a certain way about longs. I guess I'm always looking for a short subconsciously. It just that's just what it is. It's weird.
Well, what I was telling you before Sam joined is what he told me about halfway through my season, in that to record, check through your stats, try to
Yeah.
take both ways. Don't be afraid, take both ways, and then see which
Yeah.
one you win more. Um, I thought I was taking way more longs. And then I looked through my stats and I saw that actually my long trades did seem better. They did seem to win more. So I started focusing on them. And then actually recently I looked through my stats and actually they're pretty even long and short. So I guess I'm overall my directional, that's how I trade. Overall, my directional seems to be more long, but then I realized I don't have a bias. So by recording your trades
Yeah.
and seeing your win rate, longs and shorts, you might turn around and be like, "Oh, I don't." And then you actually realize the difference between long and shorts, in the environment and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing that he told me during halfway through mine. I highly recommend because I thought it was definitely a big pivot is recording and making sure every week track how many longs, how many shorts, and what each win percentage was.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta see. It's not in the normal performance stats. They gotta have it somewhere though. It might be in my trade journal outside of the chart view here, but I
Send it
they
and
gotta
then
have. I guarantee you that I'm like for every one long, I take like three shorts or something, or like 1 to 5.
yeah, yeah.
Um. So yeah. So we had a loss. We had a breakout, a break even like win for the loss, and then another loss, another win, loss, and then it looks like in the afternoon here, about 2 o'clock, I tried to go long, and I don't know why. What am I at 312? Did I take this at the top? I took it at the top. That's why. 312. So I must have went up. We went up about 8 points. And then I didn't take anything on it, and it stopped me out down to 392. So I had the right idea here. We broke. I guess we didn't break this structure. We broke the small one. Um,
Yeah.
I believe, looking at this now, funny enough, I believe this is really like a here's your high, and then these are like micro, like that one night semper you were talking about, the micro structures in between. These are like, I feel like that's what these are, and then here's the next high up here. So I may have been faked out here a little bit by
Hmm.
this break of structure.
Let me look into this. So this was 21st, 2 o'clock. Let me pull up mine here. Yeah, the end of the day around here. Yeah, I see what you mean. The MACD looks all rightish on the five. Um, that's a little tough. I would say one thing might want to focus on is that how often are you looking at the 5 minute when you're considering a trade?
All the time.
All the
I
time.
at least I try to all the time. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
trying not to zone in because at one point when I first started FMW, I didn't do it 1 minute at all. I stopped doing the 1 minute
Okay.
because it was like I don't know, I had read somewhere that like the 1 minute was bad until like you like get good at the five. But I found when I started doing FMW that the 1 minute would help me get like a little more clarity on those 5 minute trades.
Yeah.
Um, but you, like I said, you guys definitely can suggest like whatever, like if you don't think I should be using it quite as much.
No, I know. I think the 1 minute, I think the five is awesome. I think the five and the 15 are my favorite.
Hmm.
I think the 1 hour is crazy for like good bias, but like the five and the 15. Um, yeah, I would say just make sure you're looking. Oh, does your RSI not have an average? Because I was gonna say the 5 minute, the average line on the RSI is pretty nice too. Um,
No, not on here. I think
interesting.
my one on Trading View does. You have the like, is yours purple and yellow? Because I have I think the
Mine
purple.
is.
Yeah. So the purple is like your normal RSI line, and then the average is the yellow, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have it on Trading View, but it's not on here. It's not on this Trading View. Let me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm probably can add it, but
Okay.
it's not something that I've learned to use. So I
Right.
guess I probably should.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Yeah, I mean, this one, I think for this once you saw that big wave down. I actually think that right there, you kind of want to one thing about the personal psychology is definitely make sure you're trading the chart in front of you. So I think when you see that gigantic bear leg and you see the RSI dumped under the 50, you dumped under. I mean the 50. I see your MAs here. Which one is that blue again? Is that the 200?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 100.
That's the 100 out of the 100 EMA. Yeah, okay. So you dump through the 100, you of course drop through the 10, and you come up and back test the 10 and the GP. And it's like what and that's the chart in front of you. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
chart in front of you is you get a 5 minute structure break right around 1 o'clock. You know, it's right after lunch hour. Lunch hour ends, you get that dump, you get that structure break. Actually, I mean those three candles um right here actually. And then, so sometimes one of our other members, I'm not going to call him out, but one of our other members, sometimes I think takes trades a little late, right, or a little early. So it's like, I think you really want to be kind of the first one, you know, you want to be decisive. So it's like when you see this, and you definitely, that's a 5 minute structure break, no doubt, and you retrace right to the GP, you retrace right to the 10. I think this was a short here, and I think one thing you might want to add to your arsenal since you're already actually kind of comfortable looking for a top, even though I wouldn't recommend looking for tops as a beginner totally, but if something comes right into like your level, now ideally there is an imbalance, and ideally you would fill this whole imbalance, but it is also, you know, before we even talked about those imbalances we would be thinking about this GP.
Hmm.
So I think this green candle coming up and closing right in your GP, um, it's that right there, you can definitely take like the close of the candle sort of thing. And
Hmm.
because that was the point I'm making is that was the chart in front of you. This one right here, this structure break. And then I think once you got over to here, this long, I think good idea. I think it just ultimately didn't, it's a shame it didn't work out. Um,
Yeah, because looking at it now on the five, right? And I probably looked at the five first. I saw the break probably on the one, and then looked at the five and said, okay, we're breaking on the five.
yeah,
And we did have a MA cross. Um,
yeah,
and let's see, where's MACD? And I mean,
yeah,
we had MACD cross too, so that's more than likely why I had taken this the way that I did. But like you pointed out today, my entries are super late. Like I'm still,
yeah.
I'm more, I think I'm more late than I am early.
More late than you are early. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And that's, I think that might be better, because when you're late, at least you know that you're identifying. Like, all right, so if you were looking at the 5 minute and the 1 minute, what you could have seen to be like on time on this trade is these right here. I think these double. So, I mean, you got all of this structure over here. I mean, right, that could support the market. You got the W, you got a cup out into a breakout, and now you're coming back to that like original level. I bet, I mean, if you put I mean, you got this cluster of MAs, um, you got a lot of stuff there, and then you come back and make these two bull hammers. It drops sharply, comes to the back test, the GP, right? And then it doesn't make a new low. Instead of making a new low, you get two strong 5 minute bull hammers. So I think somehow waiting to see how you can be early in a confirmed way, because it looks different every time, right? Like in this one, we don't make a new low. All right. In this one, we make a little bit of a new low. And it's like, what's actually different? One trader might say, we actually swept this liquidity. And because we swept this liquidity, that gave us strength to actually make a new high,
Hmm.
right? Some might say that. Someone might say something different. And but then at the same time, if you reverse these, if this didn't make a new high, a trader might say, oh, this actually broke the low. So, like, if instead we went down, because this could have went down, like there's no reason this couldn't have went down. So if this did not break the low, or I mean, sorry, if it did go down, a trader could say we broke the low, structure continues, it's time to go down. So I mean, there's just all this market sweep and liquidity and structure stuff. But it's like ultimately, if you look at the action, I mean, you see the slowing down of a candle, you see a doji come in, you see a wick come in. It's like if you go to I think if you go to the candlestick basics, or if you see like small candles and stuff, that's like your opportunity. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
with what are you going to get? You're going to get small candle, small candle, small candle, and then suddenly you're going to get a move.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that might help you be a little earlier. I mean, you're definitely not afraid of taking too many trades. I mean, I think you're green on your prop account. Yeah, you actually got your balance here, so that's awesome.
Yep.
You hit green on that, went down a little bit, brought it back. So, I mean, you're keeping the account alive. I think if you want to take and you're taking a lot of shots, I would say look through these on maybe after this at some point, and yeah, record what trades were wins and losses, shorts and stuff, and just look at what the candles looked like if you could have gotten in earlier.
Yep.
I would recommend getting through that and maybe trying to be earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's your there's your dumperoonie.
Yeah, so this right here, I think this is like another kind of example of where the structure is like not great, right? So it's like um you got this structure break bearishly and then a lower high. and a higher low. You could have caught those, and higher high, higher low, kind of like a flat high, higher low, flat high. And then here's definitely, I mean, what you could obviously say in hindsight, fresh high dump. But I think also the fill of this imbalance.
That was what I was looking for. And I think I said it. Well, Semper said it. I had said it. I saw the doji. Like I dare I say it was like a classic like JFX like type trade
Yeah,
that it just I don't know. I was waiting for like I felt like 2 hours after I lost this trade because I think I was slightly red after this trade and I was like I got one more and I just this was like I don't know. I needed to
that's
see it filled. And you know how you said like imbalances could never be filled, like or they may not be filled forever. It's totally
patient.
true. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's still 5 minute balances down below that aren't filled, but
Hmm.
a lot more than often, right? They are filled either immediately or within a certain period of. But I just yeah, we were just kind of going flat, and I was literally staring at the fucking chart for
Right.
forever, and it was just flat. And I had set the sell for three, and yeah, it was 332 and a quarter, so it was basically almost at the top.
Yeah, this is why. So Semper's typing in chat here, patience, Pay.
Yeah,
That is
literally,
a
that's
fact.
what it was.
You know what I mean, and we're tech workers. You know what I mean, we're sitting
Yeah.
at our desk looking at this monitor all day. There is no need to be rushing.
Yep.
I'm speaking to my own soul right now. There's no need to be rushing. You take good opportunities. Don't force or manufacture opportunities. You know, it's like when you truly believe, when you truly believe in the opportunity and that it can work, you know, and waiting for this imbalance like before, I think you on the previous day, I was said, you know, it just dumped and then it looked like you did, and then suddenly it retraced all the way back up to here and then it dumped again. You just had to wait all that time to get the good trade. So it's like here, it's like, yeah, you had to wait the 2 hours, but eventually, yeah, this is it. I mean, I've not JFX, right? But this looks like a classic JFX to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you have this imbalance, it came back, it filled perfectly. And if you just wait and you waited for that and you got paid, I mean, you got 80 points on those contracts, turn this day green, and that's exactly what you want. Like, that's exactly what you want. It's like
Whoa.
waiting for the ideal good trades and stuff. So, even though that one, weird structure, weird day, all time high, you're kind of conditioning by fire right now, honestly. All-time high environment trading is really tough. So, I
Yeah.
honestly think once we get out of that environment, you'll probably perform even better. Um,
Yeah.
so
Today felt like this day, you're like for sure. This was the Mike Tyson day, and for sure, like I was. This last trade really like made me like psych wise, like just yeah, it was huge.
right.
Just because I followed sort of a new strategy, but um, I've been working on the whole imbalance, like watching dojis because of Semper and like obviously JFX, like trying to get into that habit of keeping an eye on that stuff because it's really important and we see it every day from Semper trading it. So like I'm trying to get better to maybe not just use it by itself, but incorporate it.
Yeah.
And that's probably also why I don't fib as much because I feel like I feel like it's just another thing that I have to like understand and learn.
Well, you know,
I've been fibbing more because you do
uh,
and everybody else does, and it's good to see it.
uh,
I'm not as good with it
uh,
yet.
the
Um,
fib is like a training wheels. Semper's called them training wheels many times.
yeah.
I totally agree with that. I think if you make your fib bare bones, right, so it doesn't distract you, I think you should probably turn your fib around or do whatever you're comfortable. But you want the 1618, and it's like the in my opinion, like what I was pointing out, and I'm doing.
You want me to go bottom like this?
Yeah, yeah, or however you want to do it. It doesn't even matter. Maybe I just got confused. Maybe you did have the 1618 and I got confused. But point is, you want the 1618 obviously in the pocket. And it's like from my results and from what I've experienced and what I was saying earlier, the market can do literally anything. I don't know why it made a low here and then pumped, right? But then made a higher low here and didn't go make it. It's like I don't know why that structure didn't happen. Nobody
Yeah.
really can tell you. They can give you percentages and chances 100%. But so point is that I think if you make your fib bare bones so it doesn't distract you, maybe take off the background, I would recommend.
Hmm.
And what you want is the pocket because I think if you start putting stuff in the pocket more, it's the training wheels. It just shows you like somewhere in this zone, I have the potential to risk something in here. Maybe not the zero, maybe dead. Well, probably not the zero. Probably maybe not the 236, but you have the potential to then get down to here, down in this area, so there's your 1-to-1, right, around the GP, and then you have potential for a runner with good risk reward. Because it's like, I can't tell you why this happened. I really don't think most, like 99.9, I didn't think almost no one can tell you exact. But what they can tell you is that risk management will be profitable.
Yep.
Right. So it's like the fib is like training wheels on your stop structure, on your trade structure. So that's why I'd recommend it. I don't even use these lines. I don't even use the 7-8 and the 2-6 2-3-6 personally. Um, and then once you get more into fibs, there's actually like some secret fib levels that I think are really great, and I know Patrick uses as well, and I think those are awesome. But yeah, that's all I'll say on fibs. I'd recommend it because I think if you just threw more fibs on, like, oh, this is a strong structure, and then looked in the GP, I bet you'd find more trades.
Yeah, Pat sent me a
Not
good
more, but good ones.
he sent me a really good DM with fibs that I have to try out too. I'm actually gonna, I've been incorporating them on Sim a little bit more. Between what he sent me, what you've been teaching me, what Sam's been doing, and on top of all that, that other orb thing too kind of helped me a little bit because it kind of gave me a little more justification as to like what levels to look for and like what to do with them. So I
Yeah,
think people get a little bit, maybe a little bit like what the hell does this level do? Like why am I looking at this level?
yeah.
So it definitely helps to know and understand Golden Pockets 786 and have like uses for them.
Yeah, just the retracement, and
Yeah,
and I wouldn't recommend going crazy. I'd recommend not going too crazy. Um and but the most important thing is keep your bread and butter stable. Like, all right,
yeah,
if fibbing stuff out and looking for the MAs works for you, keep that stable. Keep your bread and butter stable, and then add more. Because if the orb helps you, the orb helps you. Like I've got a whole text file of different stats and setups based on different time frames and stuff, just
yep,
so I know. Just so I know, you know what I mean? Like if something says this happens 80% of the time, maybe I'm not going to trade it because the stop's too big, but I'm not going to trade against it. So,
yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really touched the orb since I started, but I that 30-minute orb thing I have in the back of my head. I think it's more so than anything.
Yeah. All
Um
right. What else you got this week?
so this was what, Wednesday? Wednesday was all right, so Wednesday was an interesting day. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why. So obviously Wednesday we dumped like crazy. And if I would have I don't remember why I cut short here, but if I would have held, I whatever. I would have grabbed however many goddamn points that was. But regardless, I mean, Wednesday obviously was green. Um,
Yep.
Start out in the morning at 9 a.m. like my usual around that time. Found that we were gonna uh, go up here. I probably was looking. I probably saw some sort of bullish divergence. So here's a long. Weirdly enough, 262. So right in the middle of the candle, probably a little higher, maybe a little higher, and went down, then just shot right up. I don't know. I don't know why I cut myself here, but I probably saw it starting to stall. So
Yeah.
I
That's
let the,
okay.
I think also we were getting close to 9:30 and I was like, I ain't doing this.
I wouldn't call this stall, just so you know, because I agree with you that if it's stalling, you might as well get out. Because if you were super confident about the trade and then it's like candle after candle after candle after candle, really stalling, like it's no longer just a little consolidation, it's now just stuck.
Yeah.
Definitely consider locking some in and putting a break even, or just closing it. Uh,
Yeah. I,
that's
I think it was time too. I think the time scared it, which for a good enough reason, I guess, right? Because I cut it. pretty low here. I let it run a little bit and I cut it probably almost at the bottom.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'm done. Like
At least it was green.
it was green. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
green.
so that was a fantastic choice, clearly. Right?
Um,
You caught yourself a little bit of profit and you stopped
yep.
yourself from getting slammed through to a stop loss. So
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
great.
9:30 was right around the corner. So I was like, yeah, I ain't playing with 9:30.
That's awesome.
Um,
Great.
so then of course 9:30 happens and I'm not touching anything. And then I just wait and we started to range right after 9:30 a little bit up and down. And we got this nice fat doji with the wicks here. And I think I even said it in chat. I was like, look at these freaking wicks. And yeah, we just started dump fest and I don't know, 239. So at the top of this or middle top of this is where
Uh,
I entered. And that gave me the room to be able to put a stop up here and I just let it run. And so we took one at 214, which was 25 points.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
218 and 227. So I think I may have gotten a little bit worried here with this shooting back up. I thought maybe we were going to get a hard retracement upwards.
Yeah.
So those are the things I got to get better with. I wasn't running at all when we first started FMW. Now I'm running, but I'm not running long enough. Like on a trade like this.
Yeah, so I actually took a note to say something about that. So let's see, you took out a bunch there. You got there. See, and it retraced back to your entry. That's the tough part. And you said earlier that a lot of your trades are coming back. Oh, Patrick said here, letting open and data play out, allowing the market to reveal the hand. Absolutely. Like for real. If you let, like Patrick's saying, if you let the market reveal the hand, but then be quick on the trigger. Like you gotta, but you have to know. Like wait till it's confirmed, but don't hesitate. Like
Yep.
don't jump, but don't have, it's walking the tightrope. Um but yeah, I think this one problem is a lot of them will come back to your entry. They will, right? And that's because the market just loves to keep retracing. So that's why it's like when you take some out,
Hmm.
um, that's why you take some out. It's like with the runner, you really sometimes, I mean, you definitely want to be out with profit. That's why I have a hard time with total break even stops because what
Yeah.
stops the market from just tapping it and turning back? I don't know. It gets a little funny because unless your entry is actually a really good, like confirmed, like a book map or an order flow or a footprint entry or something like that, the market doesn't actually care about your entry. Like exactly. If you're a really good trader and you identify the momentum and stuff like that, um, then maybe the entry matters and when price comes back because like clearly I think this entry was good because you see it came right back and then went back down. So I just think that's something it's going to be hard to play with. All right, you can tell I'm kind of struggling with the concept because it's going to be hard to play with. Like you're going to have to balance between trailing a little tighter, letting it come back to your entry. Um, because it can be tough when they come back. It can be really tough because then that messes up the whole system. It's like, all right, so
Yeah.
I took a whole three stop for 20, right? And now I only took out one or two, and the other ones came back.
Yeah.
So that can be tough.
I've found myself, it's weird because there's trades where I will take the one for 20 and then I'll set my break even to be like the few points,
Yeah.
a few points up. This trade I didn't do that on. Um, the worst one, I guess you could say. Well, let me see here. Why do I have two plus twos? I may have actually. Oh no! You know what happened here?
Oh.
Do you see the double plus two on the bottom?
Yeah, but I
Ah,
actually see this. I see you actually added one short here. You
yeah. So
added,
this may have been a panic. Oh shit! I added another one. I didn't mean to do that.
yep.
But usually, what I would have done is I would have set it to 220. I don't know, say 235 or something, and
Hmm.
then let it go and say, okay, if it came back to 235, it is what it is. Like I'll break even. I still would have hit it, right? I still would have whatever. I still would have hit it because the top of this is 244. So, but yeah, I this is what I'm saying is like I wish I would have caught this because I probably would have been okay letting this run.
Right.
And I mean, Jesus, if I would have let this run, I wouldn't have
Uh-huh.
been where I wouldn't have been worried about hitting a break even anywhere because yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Oh yeah, and I agree. Another thing Patrick said in the chat that it's been a month and you're progressing a lot, and we can already see it, and your ability to intake info is showing 100%.
thanks, Pat. I
Um,
appreciate you.
yeah, and I think you're clearly in these trades. What I'm seeing is that your ability to take a one-on-one is at a one-to-one is at least better than 50-50. Right, and
Mhm.
that right there is like anytime I look back at my 2 years of every day watching these things, I think, where should I have started? Like really from the jump. And I think I don't know what that answer is because I'm happy where I am, so I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
Um, but always want to be better, of course. But I think one of them is you right now have a base of being better than 50-50 at least on one-to-ones. So I would say play around with it. See, it's like, should I stop? Should I pull my trail tighter and then be more liberal with the re-entries? Should I take more profit at 20 points? Should I take off more? Should I try to like how to work with the trend and stuff? Like
Yeah.
I think you'll figure those out because I just think what you're talking about right now, the problem with trades coming back to you and where to take them and how much to take out and stuff, that's a super complicated question, but I think you'll figure it out through experimentation based on what I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that too, because like this kind of trade probably would have been better off taking the two off the table
Yep.
and then letting like putting the one, maybe the stop at like a bit higher, right? Or leaving it at like the 20 points or something or 10 points instead of bringing it to like just break even.
Yeah.
Because then it would have aired itself out and it would have just kept going.
Right.
And I could have just let it keep going until forever.
Right.
But we can't predict the future either, so right? Which we're trying to predict the
Mhm.
future, we can't.
Yeah,
So
there's one more thing. So let me try to remember one more thing you should do is look at when you're considering what you could have done to win more,
yeah,
always also consider what you did that stopped you from losing more.
right, right.
So just that.
No, you're right. Yeah, 100%. Um,
Because I see those examples right there. I drew the arrows, but for anyone just listening, I mean, you would have taken a full loss, but instead you took 6 points profit,
yep,
So it's like on the first trade. So,
yep. And there was something else that I did on this day that doesn't show on this chart, and I'll tell you why. So somewhere in here, so I was green this day. These were my only two trades on Wednesday. I think I was green like a I don't know what I was in points, but in terms of money, I think I was like a buck 80 or something like that. So it was a good day.
yep.
Like my goal now is like between like 150, 250, somewhere around there, whatever. I should really do it in points.
Right.
But I when I first went to go do, I believe it was this trade or maybe in between the two of them, I didn't have my contract thing, my order thing here, so I had to put it back. And when I put it back, I did not realize that the contract was set to ES.
Uh-huh.
So I hit three, and I believe I hit sell three, and I'm like, wow, my UP&L is like through the roof right now. What's going on? And
Yeah.
I see it moving around like, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretending I'm like I'm Semper right now. That's cool. So I immediately close out of it. So I think I added an additional like 200 bucks in this day because I I entered ES on accident.
Sometimes lucky.
I'll take it. I was green regardless, and it could have been red. And you know what? If I was red because I did that, it is what it is. But
Right.
I'm just putting it out there just in case if we look at stats at some point and you're like, wow, this day was like 400 bucks. What'd you do?
Right.
Um,
Sometimes lucky, but at the same time, luck is the meeting of preparation and opportunity. So
yeah.
at least you knew that it was short, it was feeling short, right?
Yep.
So, it was an accident that you hit the ES, but the sell was the right idea. So F it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But definitely watch the contract. I've blown fundeds I've blown fundeds going. Oh my God. Actually, just was it a month ago? I had, and I'll never do this again. I always double check now. I'm double checking all my charts. Yeah, I had a funded with thousands in profit and I got in 10 NQ. and went lost 10 20
Oh,
flat,
10,
bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I thought
You
it was 10
were
micros.
you were trying for the Porsche cash payment, right? Um,
So sometimes lucky, sometimes unlucky.
yeah, I hear you. All right, so then today was my only red day. It was a small red. I was trying to go green the whole week. We didn't have Monday. I was green last Friday, so I guess if you want to say I was trying to go green for a whole week, I was green last Friday. We didn't review last Friday, but it's fine. Um, I would have been green today, but it's since you want to talk about topic of psychology, I believe now when after today close out and everything, I believe today I may have overtraded a little bit. And then you can see that because I have so many orders here.
Bit. No,
Um,
not too bad. For that
yeah.
being a 5 minute chart, that could be way worse.
Yeah. I think I should have cut it. Like I was up, I think like just over 200 at one point earlier in the day, and I forget why I decided to just re-enter. Um, it may have been because I really did see an actual genuine like setup, and I took it and I lost, and then I was pissed. And it could have today could have been like one of my very few, but like either I don't want to say revenge trade, but maybe more of just like I my psychology kicked in,
Right.
which is rare for me because I'm usually very good at just locking myself out or walking away or just not even trading. So we started out this morning at once again before 9 o'clock. I took a long here at 987 and just took a couple off here. So I caught this once again. See, I'm getting in like late. It's weird. I may have been waiting for the break. Um, but would have liked to have caught this at the bottom, obviously, as usual, or even like somewhere close to the bottom where maybe we broke over this little candle here.
Yeah.
Um, but took I took what 10 points on one and say 15 on the last two, which was good because then we dumped. But
Right.
of course, if I would have held through it, then
Well, actually, I think so. Semper saying in the chat, greed blinds you, and the market brings out the skeletons in the closet, and that
yep,
is absolutely a fact. I mean, I think I've already said I don't want to beat a dead horse because I think I've said in a different episode, but I fractured a knuckle on a sign.
yeah,
Threw my chair across my room. I broke the wheel off my chair, blown. And it's like those were all lessons to get to get, to see it's like that anger is real. It's like anytime that anger is real and the market will bring it out and you've got to control it. And it's like I think it can be a little tough. I think when I'm looking at this, I don't know. I guess it's easy to say explanations, but here you identified the structure break correctly. You knew that that was a structure break, but then you just got in. So that's another patience one that actually, because actually this created an imbalance. Um,
yes, it did.
it
Yes, it
created an
did.
imbalance, and if
Yep.
you waited for that imbalance to be filled after the structure break, you would have caught this entire long no heat. So, that it's kind of like getting a little frustrated about that is like next time, next time, maybe inspire you to out of greed, not be impatient, but out of greed, be patient. Because
Yeah.
matter of fact, like if I'm patient, that'll make me more money. It'll make me
Yep.
more money to be patient.
Yeah, I would
Because
have.
because you got the structure
Oof.
break right. You just didn't wait for the pullback.
Which is
And here,
crazy too, because I'm trying to hyper focus more on imbalances and stuff, and I don't know why I didn't see it here.
can you fib that also, actually? I want to see where the pocket is. Did we close under the pocket? Um,
Whoa, where are we going here?
that's all right. Yeah, we did close under the pocket. And this is why I don't particularly use those. I mean, it works, but I don't particularly use the 78 too and stuff. But right there, I would say all right, so on fibs, like on fibs and stuff going back into the golden pocket, I will not almost never, maybe one contract if I'm risking below the zero, like a hard open close below the zero, I'll start with one. But I almost never just buy when it or just sell when I will wait for green. So it's like what I'm saying here is even though this red crashed through the GP, there probably was not an entry. There was probably no 1 minute entry. There's probably no 30-second entry. There was nothing. It just crashed right through it. So unless you had a fishing order, it should have never got you. No big deal. And then this green candle comes in, closes a nice green right inside the pocket, and then boom, no heat. So it's like,
Launches.
so just remember, patience, 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 patience. Don't be greedy. Let it because you're definitely identifying the structure breaks.
Hmm.
That's for sure. So
Yeah, and that's my primary, like that was our week one thing, right? That was my primary confluence is structure breaks for sure. Like that's numero uno.
yep.
Um, so yeah, took that one. We launched, and from there, from there, what do we do from there? Let's go to the minute chart because we can't obviously see what I'm doing from there. Holy God.
Yeah, and today was funny.
Today was, whew, today was something. I kind of, I don't want to say I felt like I was fighting Mike Tyson today, but there was a point where I was like, and I definitely broke one of our cardinal rules, but I don't like to keep it as a rule because I feel like you could do well, like counter trend fighting a little bit. Like fucking Pete yesterday was talking about it, and I was like, God damn it, Pete, stop saying this, because there is a lot of counter trend like things you could do today.
Yeah.
I mean, like look at this, but yeah. So
Well, okay, go ahead.
I had second trade was good, right? I caught it 178, so middle of the candle or bottom, or almost bottom, and we basically leveled out and then just poop took it all the way down to 158. So I took 20 points here, and then I saw this, which I think I caught this on the bottom actually. This wick. I think me and you were talking during. Yeah, I caught this on the bottom here. This candle wicked out way low, and I got the last two there.
Yeah.
Um, so that those two trades right there were my greens, and that's where I should have stopped for the day.
Yeah, I would say it's tough. I don't want to, all I care about in trading is results. I mean, process is all that matters when you're actually trading.
Yeah.
You determine whether someone is holistically a good trader, whether a trade was good, if executed right, all that matters is the profit. So it's like considering this one, it's hard to, but it's like this was definitely bullish structure. So what made you want to short?
Five. Let's see. For here. So that's a good question. I don't know why I shorted here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was a winning trade. You did catch 30 points. You did catch 30 points. I mean, but
I today was finding, and this is something else too. Yeah, so here's why.
the
So I
divergence.
was finding a lot of divergence today,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Semper did warn me, like I think it was last week that because I had mentioned like that I hadn't seen really divergence where it didn't work out. But today was one of those days where it definitely was not working. Like it worked out, I think, somewhere, but it didn't work out for the majority of the day. And that could be because of the way that the day was. Um, but there was divergence here. So I had seen it earlier. We were
hmm
here and we're going down, and we're
No,
here
I see that
and we're
divergence
going
right
up.
there. That's actually that seeing that divergence right there actually changes my mind a little bit. Although you still can't call it, I would still can't call it a grade A.
It wasn't, no, absolutely not. I should have not have gone in at three of this.
Yeah, and I kind of well, yeah, I agree now that you mentioned that. And then it can be a little tough, like what you're saying, what to do on these days, and like everyone's talking about counter trend. It is because it's true. I mean, I forget what that pump was out of the gate. That was 900 to 100 to 150. Yeah, you gotta definitely, yeah, you can let it go. Yeah, right. Semper said let it go. Um, and I agree with that. Pat says, look at the buy wave on the MACD compared to all the other sell waves. True. Yeah, true. For real. I don't use Instagram as much, so I didn't even notice that. Cell wave tiny, gigantic, green wave. So it's like, well, this one. I actually don't. I think it's not a. I think it wasn't a great trade. I mean, it was counter trend, so I like that you weren't chasing the highs.
Yep.
That's good. Because that's like Semper says, let this go. Yeah, man. I mean, once it goes up 250 points on a run, like, nah, you missed it. Move on. Next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The counter trends, sure. I mean, near the high, you broke the high, fresh high, you got the divergence, you took the scalp. You definitely played the counter trend right. It's a more advanced trade than I think perhaps, but then again, all the years of screen time. Um, so that is something, but that's something to think about in the future. I think I see the rest of your trades today, and we're running short on time. So there's definitely some things, and I mean, Semper, if you want, if there's anything psychology wise, I'm not saying feel free to unmute, interrupt, and say something. But it's definitely as we wrap it up. I mean, I see the rest of these. I think, um,
But you see me? I'm trying to catch the Bears. So
yeah,
one,
and you know what? You are you are catching them, aren't you?
yeah.
Are you?
Uh,
That no, that's a loss. Okay,
these two are losses.
that's a
This was a win.
this was a win. Okay,
This
so
was a loss, and then this was a win.
So,
L
And that's
what you
why
gotta
sorry, go ahead,
go
Seb.
ahead, go
No, no,
ahead,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna say sometimes you have to put the market into context as okay, what's happening this week in the news, right? We have CPI on Friday, so as we get closer to CPI, you have to start thinking the market psychology, and usually it's by the old saying, "Sell the news, buy the rumor." So whatever the news is pumping about CPI, go like financial forums or financial news and look at what they're trying to pump about CPI and do the opposite. Just like Kramer, just like the
Yep.
Kramer effect,
Yep.
do that with the news. Um, because they're always trying to set up the night before or the week during the week to set it up for CPI. So that's putting the market into context. Okay, what are we preparing for? Are we preparing for FOMC, CPI, rate cuts, any of the big data that Powell, the Fed chair, points out at the Fed meeting every month? He has a meeting and he's always saying, "Okay, we're looking at jobs, or we're looking at housing, or we're looking at rates, or we're looking at GDP, whatever they're looking at, start paying attention to those things." Um, the market's going to open your eyes as to how the companies run and how the market is manipulated. But always sell the news by the rumor, and that's where you gotta think. Okay, why did it run up all night, right? Or why did it dump all night? Do we have news in the morning? If we do, then we're probably gonna get a pop. And
Yep.
that's where I use a 10 and 50, the 5 minute 10 and 50 for data release. I would say it's about 75 to 95% accurate as to what might happen at data release. And that's just using the 10 SMA and the 50 SMA on the 5 minute. Um, and then, yeah, that's where you start to kind of plan for the moves. Okay. If you're a short player and it's dumping all night, that might be your only chance to catch a play, right? Or if you're a long player and it's running all night, that might be the only time because they're gonna dump it for data or after data. So just start thinking that, planning that in the back of your head. Okay, what's going on tomorrow? We'll start posting the weekly or look at the weekly uh, news
Hmm.
for. I think forex.com has a free one.
where you could just put the United States and just put the weekly financial news,
Yeah.
um, and then just put any big major stuff like GDP, CPI,
Yeah, I think Market Watch
FOMC.
has it too. I think I used to use Market Watch a lot. They have a good one.
Yeah,
Um,
they have a free version, but just pay attention to, okay, if CPI is on Friday, what's the news pumping? So
yeah.
you can start kind of trying to figure out like 2 moves ahead, just trying to think like the market.
Okay.
Yeah. I think one thing I feel like I learned from you, Semp, is like this day. So you said CPI is tomorrow. Is that right?
I think it's Friday.
It's okay. I'm pretty bad with watching news, but one thing I'm pretty sure I learned from you is right thinking about that context about CPI is tomorrow. I might think it doesn't make sense to. You gotta one thing Semper said a lot is always think about how the market's trying to screw you. All right, and that's something you could think about the structure breaks, right? Like you see a structure break and you're like, oh, I want to get in on the structure break. This looks good. And it's like, how's the market trying to screw me by baiting me into the structure break just to pull back really hard
Hmm.
and then go in my direction? Or something like that. Or like if you think about today, it's like, how's the market trying to screw me? It's like today, if it's CPI, are they going to run it up all day and then run it up even further? Are they going to wait are they going to like try to dump it down? But ultimately, it's like knowing that I think if you take into context that CPI is tomorrow, that actually um, might have helped your counter trending, thinking about how it's like, okay, we're probably not going to just rip up. We're probably not going to just rip all the way up right before CPI because then what's going to happen on CPI? We're just going to keep going in a straight line all the way up to the moon. It just seems unlikely.
Right.
Then I think that makes CPI way too likely to dump. It makes it too obvious. But it's like if you do this whole grinding up thing where it's like, oh, now price is accepting. We're accepting these highs. Now, tomorrow with CPI, let's see what the market's doing. Overnight so far. I kind of bet nothing or continued going up. Yeah, yeah, almost nothing continuing to go up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we're still grinding up, and then wherever we end out tomorrow, now that we've already done all this accepting, now it really can go either direction. So I think thinking about that, um, yeah, jobs tomorrow. Sam says we got jobs tomorrow as well. Um, so I think thinking about how the market can screw you, uh, not being not being too greedy, thinking about that during the structure break, waiting for the pullback. If you really think, and if you find yourself identifying the structure and like you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I should have taken that trade, record that because there's all sorts of different styles to trade. And that's like a psychology thing that I've realized. Most of this episode, Semper, by the way, I've talked about, well, before you joined personal psychology. And I think as market psychology, I would want to ask a few more questions. Um, but personal psychology, I've understand way more. And I think one thing about the personal psychology is there's tons of ways to trade, so you might
Hmm.
find that you're the type of trader that you want to actually get in one contract, feel it out, add some more, take them off, and you want to be some sort of small management trader where you start with like a 20-point stop on your first contract. You let it go up. Maybe you get in like two, because right now three is pretty small. It's hard to manage with three. But once you're up to like five or six or something, you can get in one, you can get in two. If you get in at least two, you can take one off. It can come back to so, or you might find like nowadays, I'm getting in 10 micros with a 10-point stop. I don't even care. I'm a 50-50, and a lot of times it hits my stop and then it turns around and I got to re-enter, but I don't care because to me, that's the cost of the consistency.
Hmm.
Uh, like I'll optimize it later. But right now, that's the price I am paying to force myself into consistency. So it's like, and you see, those are totally different styles. You could be the one lot starter, or you could be the 10 lot scalper. So I just think look at these, take more sims of trades you really truly believe in. You know, when you see the structure break, but you know in your gut you shouldn't get in a max position just on the structure break. Get in one. Get in one and then make your stop a little wider, make your target a little wider, or get in two actually. Make and you know take one off relatively soon
Okay.
and feel that out. You know, experiment a bit. Don't change too much. I don't want to encourage you to change too much and mix it all up. But I don't know. I think what I'm seeing is like you can experiment and explore until you find what you can truly exploit and do. I read it. I heard it in a video and I loved it. The explore exploit cycle. It's like you look and you look and you look and you look until you find something. And then when you find something and you truly know that it's good and you believe that it's good, then it's time to exploit it. So just, you know, hopefully that all makes sense. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
you were green on the week. You were red, I think, last week. And
I
you
was very slightly green last week, but this week I'm actually I'm actually like legitimately green. I'm not even like
yeah. Yeah, let's
um
look at these stats. So let's look at these stats to cap it off.
let's do
And make a plan for next week and just say a couple things that
17
would
to
be great.
23. So this is we're gonna include last Friday because
Uh,
we didn't do it last week. So um I mean screw it, we don't have to do last Friday. We'll just do this week. So this is this week. This is from Monday until today.
right. Let's see here. Oh, I just rolled over a chord. Second. All right, so you've got winning trade. This is what I mean right here. All right, so you've got a trade win percentage of 70%. And here's why even if what you're doing systematically is not ideal, it's fine because now you have these stats you can work off of. Right? So we know right now that you're winning because you're always going break even after your first target, right? And you're always holding to your stop. And I at least that's what it looks like.
Hmm.
Um, and then oh, that's on the previous topic. I want to read that out, but I don't want to lose my thought. Let me finish this and I'll come back. But if you're already gone, Patrick, you got the recording. Um, you right now we know that you have a 70% win rate on your one to one, right? Because you're always going to break even, you're always holding to stop. So we know that 70% of the time you're right, right? And now this average win to average loss to me, that's saying maybe you should take more at your first target. Maybe you should be taking out two at your first target or something like that.
Yep.
Because if your average win is oh well actually I'm sorry your law no these stats are a little skewed even because that average loss right there is factoring in all three of your contracts, but the average win is not factoring in all of your contracts. Um, you know what I mean? Like your average loss is not $100 unless you've been taking a 50-point loss. You see what I mean? Your
Right.
loss is the 120. Dang. Okay, so that's actually tough from the tradeify. So maybe forget that average win and loss and just look at this trade win percentage. You're winning most of your trades.
Yep.
Like that's what we're seeing right here. You've got a profit factor of one on Tradeify, on their stats page. I've read it up. 1.5 to 2 is good. So I would say if you're feeling like your trades are coming back more, if you feel like you're coming back more to your entry, um, take two off, you know, and just have one runner.
Okay.
Um, take two off and just have try. You're looking at your stats, interpret your stats, and figure out how to tweak your methodology because
It's funny you're saying that because I 100% have been doing one target, 20 points, boom, take one off, and then like try to wait for like second target, another 20 points, and then like let one run.
yeah,
And I think that if I take off two and then let one run, I'll do a lot better.
there you go. So
You
then we
know?
can see there's some psychology stuff to think about. Don't rush on the structure break, right? Let me to recap some of the key points I want to leave with. anyone jump in, if you want to unmute and drop key points. I'm just gonna do like three first. The don't rush on the structure breaks. Wait for the pullbacks. If you really believe in the structure break, because it can just go, just try like one or two or something. So all right, and then check whether your longs or your shorts.
Look,
Here you
right
go.
here, right
Most
here.
of,
I
so
told
most of
you.
your trades are shorts. But we don't know how many were wins, right?
Oh,
So
that's true. Yes, that's true.
go ahead
Oh,
go
we,
ahead and look through, just literally scroll and do it on paper or notepad if you gotta.
yeah.
Figure out if you actually are better at shorts or longs, because either it's true or it's not. And if it's true, you want to know, and if it's not, you want to know. And then three, yeah, tweak that a little bit. Try taking two off and just having one runner. So
Okay.
I think those 3 points right there, I think that's probably great. In my opinion, I think those are probably, I don't know if that's it. There's probably some other stuff, right? There's a million factors, but I think those three will help.
Okay.
Cool.
Very good.
Then what Patrick said. He said, I'll shoot. He's gonna get out of this after here. Found after switching from small leverage to bigger with just one NQ, is much more willing to not trade the big moves and just get the little move and be done, or wait for the setup. True. I don't care about getting a 100-point move. All I need is a 10 to 30, and it gives me a cushion for the next trade. Facts. Yeah, maybe trading sim with higher leverage would help since VIX is back below 20. True. I mean, that's a great point. And I think that kind of actually ties exactly into that third point I was saying, of
Hmm.
take out more of your targets, because you're saying one NQ and you're taking most of it out for 10 to 30. All right, but then that's very similar to if you go 10 micros and you take 8 of them out for 10 to 30. You know what I mean? Which is what I do. That's exactly what I do with 10 micros. I'm out 70% of my position by 30 points. And by the time I hit 50 points, I only have two or three runners left. So it's like I think that ties in what you said there, Patrick, exactly with freaking my third point. And it ties exactly in with what you're already feeling about your trades, and it's demonstrated by your win percentage. So I think that right there would probably be really good to figure out. Pat also
Okay.
said he's butt ass naked. Let's go. Let's go. So, so I think that's awesome. I'm excited to see what the next week looks like. I think this is great. Anybody have anything else? I think we should probably wrap it up around there unless anybody's got any last comments.
Yeah, just remember the market psychology part of it. Start thinking of that. You
Yep.
start getting used to it. So like that, the next couple of weeks, we'll be pointing out big data points, and you can start preparing for that type of movement. Because we don't want you to be afraid to get in on data days. We used to be like, okay, take it cautious. There might not be a play. There might be only one play. But now we just learning how to play through it
Yep.
or play after it. So we'll point those out as we go throughout the weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Let's
Very
wrap it
good.
up. I think next week, hopefully we got, it's all right if we don't, but hopefully we got Semper the whole time. I think Semper, your market psychology. I sometimes try to not. It sometimes is a little complicated, but I'm doing well, but it's something I don't think about. So I think your perspective on that, love that. So we're excited for next week. That's awesome. We'll wrap it up here. Great work. Keep it up for sure. And let's see how those tweaks go next week.
Okay.
Let's go. All right.